Good morning. Uh, this morning I'm going to be talking about Proverbs 19:14 and Judges 14. So the topic is finding a partner, finding a wife. This is something that's kind of dear to my heart, and it's something that I'm kind of having to resign to the Lord because it's something that I myself am currently, you know, seeking, and I am trying to remind myself of why seeking in my own knowledge and own understanding can be bad sometimes. So Proverbs 19:14 says, "Riches and houses are an inheritance from fathers, but a prudent wife is from the Lord." Now, material possessions can be obtained by effort, can be obtained by diligent work, and a father, an earthly father, can give you those things, right? But only God can give His children a prudent partner, and so one should understand that although the former things can be obtained through self-effort, the latter can only be obtained from God, and self-effort in this area could lead us to behave like Samson. And what do I mean by that? Judges chapter 14. Now Samson went down to Timnah and saw a woman in Timnah, the daughter of the Philistines. So he went up and told his father, saying, I have seen a woman in Timnah of the daughters of the Philistines. Now therefore get her for me as a wife. And his father and mother said, Is there no woman among the daughters of your brethren, or among all my people, that you must get a wife from the uncircumcised Philistines? And Samson said, Get her for me, for she pleases me well. And the literal translation of she pleases me well is she's right in my eyes. Looks good to me, right? Kind of sounds like Eve in the garden. Looks good for eating, desirable to make one wise. Now, this whole thing, the whole desire that had been placed in his heart was from the Lord. But I find it interesting that later on there is a picture um, after Samson kills a lion. The lion probably being a picture of the Philistines, uh, the honey. You know, in less. I'm just going to read it. So the Spirit of the Lord came mightily on him, and he tore the lion apart as one would have torn apart a young goat, though he had nothing in his hands, but he didn't tell his father or mother what he had done. Verse 8, and sometime when he returned to get her, the Philistine, he turned aside to go see the carcass of the lion, and behold, there was a swarm of bees and honey in the carcass of the lion. And he took some of it in his hands, and he went along eating. This is a picture of what we do when we see something desirable that is tainted by its context. Now, Samson had taken a Nazarite vow. He didn't cut his hair. He didn't partake of wine. Um, he had all the law and then some as a burden on him under this Nazarite vow, holy and devoted unto the Lord. And he goes and takes what seemed right in his eyes from something that was defiled by its context. This honey inside a carcass of a lion. What's more, he brings some of it to his parents. Now, personal conviction, personal application. Uh, there are times where, uh, as a single man, you can see a woman in the world and think, that's a desirable partner. you know, and not realize, that something may be not necessarily good for you because of its context, but your heart, being deceptive as it is, tells you, well, she's right in my eyes. She's beautiful. She's funny. She's charming, right? But we know the book of Proverbs tells us that beauty is vain, meaning it amounts to nothing because it fades over time, right? It's passing, beauty's fleeting, and charm is deceitful, you know, that we should not love the world nor the things of the world. This is something that God is pressing upon my heart because I'm often tempted to, go to the world to find a wife, or I'm often tempted to go to, uh, you know, the Philistines and find a wife. And I think that, um, it's one of those very difficult things to do. So I suppose this application in my context would be resignation, meaning no longer seeking those things for myself, and faith, trusting that God would, in His own time, supply. Now, I don't know what your life looks like, but God is faithful. And this flesh, this stupid flesh that wants what it wants, this deceitfully sick heart that wants what it wants, um, we can take comfort in God. So that's all I've got this morning. I hope you enjoy your day.